Good morning. You're listening to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning, my guest is Mark Seal, the Vice President of Global Sourcing for Emser. Mark, how you doing?
I'm great today. Thank you.
I wanted to catch up with you. It looks like your career has been all about supply chain. You've been at Emser for 10 years, been a consultant also in supply chain, also spent 22 years at Home Depot. How did you end up focusing on supply chain?
Well, I started out in the home improvement centers early on before the world of Home Depot, kind of the lumber side of the industry, and got involved with home improvement and then joined the Home Depot in supply chain global sourcing.
How's business at Emser?
Business is good. We continue to focus on our customers. We're bringing a lot of great products to market in 2022, and we're growing the business despite the global supply chain challenges we've all experienced over the last 12 to 18 months.
Most people that know Emser knows that you do have your suppliers create custom items for you, but the company itself owns no manufacturing, correct?
That is correct. We contract manufacture in around 100 plus factories in 20 countries around the world.
Okay, that's kind of what I wanted to dig into. So how do you decide where you source products?
Well, first of all, product development is a key strength of Emser. We put a lot of attention to new product introduction. And so we're constantly reviewing our mix, taking feedback from our branches and customers, and obviously staying connected to changes in color, style, and market focus. Once we really kind of define what we want to bring to market, then we really take a look at the factory and country base. We have a master country strategy, factory strategy that allows us to know where everything is, who's growing and so forth. And we identify this through several ways. Obviously, contacts. We have product shows we're very involved in around the world. We talk to equipment manufacturers, who's buying equipment, who's expanding. And then we have a team of international purchase leaders around the world that we utilize who help bring about development also. So once we define where we really want to take a particular product, the first thing that we do is, one, take a look at our longstanding relationships. Do they have the capacity that we are seeking? And do they also have the look that we're looking to bring to market? If it's a new factory, we're looking at product look and style first. Product quality is a big factor for us. Factory capacity, origin, how easy is it to get the product, container availability, continuity of supply, and product cost. We take all that into consideration when we pick a particular factory. Our ultimate goal is to work on being diversified so that we can balance out not only countries and factories. How do we best utilize the opportunities available to us to bring the right product to market, the right price points for our customers?
Do you source some products from domestic suppliers?
Oh, absolutely. We do a number of things domestically. Today, we've used domestic and many times for producing custom products, people needing with tight time frames and so forth. I think you'll see us continuing to expand that domestic opportunity. A lot of factories starting to make their way to the Tennessee, Kentucky area, and We are developing some nice relationships there.
Yeah, I got to say, knowing what I know about supply chain and the shock that we just went through with container costs, it makes sense that you might look more at home, right?
Yes, shock's a great word you used there.
Especially in the tile business, tile out of Europe, the prices have gone up with the cost of energy prices, right?
Yes, absolutely. And that's why we really try to take a look at our mix. We're trying to provide an array of price points depending on the customer, because we have multiple customer segments from builder to dealer trade and so forth. So that's always what we're looking at. And obviously, as the world is shifting, and that's why we're constantly taking a look at how we want to shift. The U.S. plays a big role in that, and there's lots of opportunity for new factory capacity that's going to be very important to us in the future.
You've kind of gone through the criteria of how you pick who you source from. The big question, we talked about domestic. What else has changed in the last couple of years when it comes to sourcing and supply chain?
Lots changed, actually. 2019, we experienced the tariffs. Fortunately for Emser, as I talked about earlier, we had a master country factory strategy. And what we did was we fast-tracked that strategy to ensure capacity. We really have minimized our involvement with China. It was a major point for us before. Fortunately, we have successfully shifted from there to a multitude of countries. So it really helped us broaden our diversity around the world, but it also helped us enhance a number of our current lineups to improve graphics and so forth, which is important. And it also gave us the chance to retire some older looks.
Yeah. Take, for instance, I was just at the Tricai show, and, I've toured a Marazzi plant and saw, where they're really on the cutting edge when it comes to, the number of colors they run on a print head. And, there's just certain looks that you have to, even if it's in a country where natural gas is higher, that may be the only place to get it, right?
In some cases, that's true. What we really try to do when we have those kinds of situations is really identify how could we enhance that product so that it matches to the appropriate price point. When we build out a product look or series of looks, it really is like a mosaic. There's various colors, there's price points, there's body styles, there's a number of things. And so that's why it's so important for us to play in a number of places around the world so that you can improve price points. The other thing is that with the technology that's really come out today with factories, and that's why it's important for us to stay in touch with the equipment factories, who's upgrading equipment. We have long-standing relationships with factories. We talk to them about where we think things are going. And so we have a number of great partners who continuously improve their technologies so that we can stay diversified, minimize some of these impacts that's happening in the market. And we expect this is going to continue. I think this is going to be the normal way of things. There's going to be disruptions. And my ultimate goal as a leader at Emser is how do I minimize that risk to ensure our customers get the price points and the product looks they're seeking.
Are you a frequent flyer?
Oh, yes.
So you have to go see these factories, don't you?
Yes, sometimes.
Okay.
We have a team around the world that's pretty involved with the factories, also in the relationships day to day.
In some of my past, I've sourced some products from overseas, and you got to have somebody inspect the quality before it goes on the container, don't you?
Yes, absolutely. We have a team of quality inspectors around the world, but we also have a team of development leaders that are developing relationships, seeking out new opportunities to help us continuously focus on launching new products so we can continue to grow the business and be competitive in the marketplace.
Was it difficult to find suppliers to replace that China demand that was cut off when those tariffs went up to such a high rate?
In the beginning, it was. I think that China's was very efficient. Their road infrastructures, their ports, highly sophisticated, and not just the tile industry. Many industries are shifting away from China. It really has improved the origin points around the world. And so I think you see many more industries becoming diversified away from China, which is aiding development in those countries for their infrastructure and so forth.
Mm-hmm. All right, Mark. Well, I appreciate you giving us an update on your global sourcing role at Emser. Again, been talking to Mark Seal, the Vice President of Global Sourcing at Emser, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.